Let's go.
I'm ready.
Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. So I figured I'd just bring you a quick movie that you may not have seen, that may have flown under the radar. And I'll just throw out a quick review for a movie that you can watch this Halloween season. It's not as divisive as, say, something like In the Violent Nature, which will put off people who don't like slow mo, and will put off people who don't like extreme gore. This movie will be pretty much universal. Everyone will pretty much like it. I can't really see people disliking it. It's like quite charming. It's pretty funny. It's got some okay horror elements in it, and it's just entertaining. It's like a decent movie. And it's probably flown under the radar. You probably haven't heard of it, unless you've got like a subscription to Shudder. If you've got a subscription to Shudder, say you got that for either Blood Quantum or The Sadness, you might have missed this movie. The movie I'm talking about is Deadstream. It's just kind of a goofy movie about an influencer slash urban explorer who goes to a haunted location and he has to stay there for the night. And it's just charming. Like, he's obviously got all the influencer things, like all of his plugs and all that sort of shit. But it has a sense of humour about it, which is just kind of lighthearted and fun. But when the horror gets started, it gets pretty fucking horrible. Like, in one bit, like, there's just like a bathtub full of gore human. And it just plays on tropes, like, that are found in, like, ghost hunter shows and stuff like that. Like, he talks about the backstory of the haunted location. Like, the whole thing's fictional. And it was all about, like, a sorcerer lady whose husband died and she hung herself. But allegedly made a deal with the devil for success with poetry and all that sort of shit. And yeah, it's just a charming, funny movie, perfect for a not serious Halloween horror movie for the family. Like, I think one of the reasons why it's so good is the genre itself is based on urban exploring. And if you haven't gone down the urban exploring rabbit hole on YouTube, and you've got some time to kill and you want to kill some time, give it a shot. There's some cool shit. Like, a lot of the time they just find nothing, just like old abandoned houses, ton of mold damage, that sort of shit. Some people are like paranormal investigators who go urban exploring to allegedly haunted areas, haunted by demons and stuff like that. And they may or may not find real results. Who knows? Probably not real results, right? But every now and then you get either a paranormal investigator or someone else who just... they stumble either across, say, like a note written by someone who's like mentally not very well, right? And maybe dangerous. Or let's say like a homeless person who is pretty mentally ill and maybe dangerous. And like the next thing that happens is always like just they spin around and run out of there as fast as they can, holding the camera. Like, I'll never forget one I watched where he was just exploring this area, and he lifted back this sheet. It was like an old abandoned school, and he just lifted back this sheet, and this like dirty black homeless guy just started yelling, just like, oh, and the dude just fucking ran out of there, right? And just scenes like that are perfect for like a genre of modern horror, right? The urban explorer, found footage, modern genre of horror. Like Blair Witch sort of done this as well, like the found footage, urban legend sort of deal. And it probably perfected it before anyone truly realised what it was. Like the stories at the start of Blair Witch, they all correspond to something that happens to the characters during the time that they get lost in the woods, allegedly, like, sort of trapped by the Blair Witch, right? Because they get trapped in that day-night cycle where they can't escape. Like, one of the ladies talks about, like, a regular hair growth on the witch. Like, she had super, super hairy arms. And then one of the guys has, like, weird hair growth on his chest. Another lady that's talking to them, her kid keeps trying to stop the lady talking to them by putting his hand over his mother's mouth. Like, just small things like that that add just that little bit of flavour to, like, that urban horror, right? And, like, that use of the urban legends of the area as foreshadowing for the scares later on, just like that sort of idea. And the setting of using urban horror, urban exploring as like a setting for horror as well. Like, there was another one, like ages ago, there was a big hubbub between the left and the right, because women would rather encounter a bear in the forest than a guy in the forest. A lot of people are saying that's stupid. A bear could just, like, you know, rip the shit out of you, start eating your, like, intestines first, and it wouldn't give a fuck, right? So they were all a bit offended that their sex was demonized in this way. But, like, that's the most a bear's gonna do. Like, humans have, like, not all men, obviously. It's only, like, a minuscule amount of men. It's like less than 5% are like psychopathic and sadistic and Machiavellian and all that sort of deal. And then a smaller percentage even of them are like capable of like torture and rape and all that sort of shit. And those people obviously would be far worse than a bear. The reason why I bring that up was there was like another video online of an urban explorer, and this dude was going along a hiking trail, and when he went along the hiking trail, he was finding a bunch of weird shit, like little dolls that may have had blood on them and all that sort of shit. And like another one, he found like a note just like along a hiking trail before one of those refuge houses that they build along hiking trails. And just like shit like that, just finding like a doll with like blood on it. You don't know whose blood it is. You don't know if it's the blood of a little girl and it was like some sort of child murderer. You don't know if it was just like a mentally ill guy like bleeding on the doll, right? That mystery horror element of urban exploring and people being like super fucking crazy. You could just run up across like a super fucking crazy person, right? And obviously desperation makes everything worse. Like a crazy person might be okay, a desperate crazy person might be the worst thing in the world, right? But like just that element, that mystery element, and the whole sort of not quite noir, I guess it's kind of noir element, noir underground element of just how bad shit can get. Like, the movie Seven had sort of that element too, right? Because they delve into, like, the underground fetish shit when they're trying to look for John Doe because of his, like, bladed dildo and the prostitute and all that deal. It has that element, that exploration of It's legal, but it's extremely fucking immoral, and it's extremely weird and sexual and perverted, and probably dangerous, but is either ignored by police or it operates in the shadows sort of deal. Urban exploration has that flavour about it, in my opinion. Which makes me like super interested in like that sort of found footage genre. Because like even a lot of the noir thriller genre, a lot of that is based on unethical, scummy, underbelly sort of shit that goes on in the shadows in terms of crime and depraved taste and all that sort of deal. So I just think it's a very underutilized theme, let's say, in horror these days. And Deadstream uses it, but it uses it in a light-hearted manner, which is good. The problem is, on the flip side to this, for every Deadstream you get like 10 terrible Slender Man movies, or Trick or Treat, what was the Truth or Dare, or The Tall Man. You get a bunch of these fucking absolutely terrible Blumhouse and shit movies that give the genre a fucking bad name. They don't handle the material well. The characters are like superficial and shallow. The scares are superficial and shallow. There's no development. There's no metaphor. It's just a vehicle designed to cash in on the horror name. And it just gives horror as a genre this absolutely bad name, this shallow name, this childish name, let's say. On the like the opposite of that though, you can get too serious with it, which is what I think A24 and those sorts of studios do, where it's like, oh, another fucking horribly depressing movie about a metaphor for mental health and loss of faith and all that sort of shit. Don't get me wrong, some of them are good, but not everyone needs to be a fucking horribly depressing movie where everyone is tortured and dies in the end, and everyone is emotionally destroyed and crushed and all that sort of shit. You can do a horror movie just with good suspense, and it doesn't need to, you know, be all about despair and make you feel like shit and all that sort of deal. But fucking hell, you would never think it. I guess it's a very broad genre. But the people that make these movies they operate under the kill your darlings sort of script writing thing, where they just have to kill all their characters and have to try and claim some sense of realism by making it evil win or something like that, or killing the good characters or having the good characters kill the evil characters. Subvert all traditional narrative structure and that sort of deal. Sometimes it works. A lot of the time it doesn't fucking work. Case in point, having Loken and the mother of the Astartes in the Siege of Terror series killed by fucking Erebus. Yeah, that's fucking dog shit writing. Like, doing that's just gonna piss off the fans. Like, I don't know why you would do it like that. I mean, you could have had Loken either killed by Horus to just demonstrate how far Horus has fallen, or you could have him used by the Emperor to kill Horus, like a sacrificial sucker shot. Like, Loken throws himself in front of a Horus attack. Horus hesitates. The Emperor hits Horus through Loken. No, instead of all of that, like the same principle was there. The Emperor used Loken's likeness to get Horus to hesitate and killed Horus when he hesitated. Like, the same principle was there. Only in the aftermath, Erebus kills Loken, stabs him in the back. Yeah, that's just gonna piss off fans. It's absolute dogshit writing. Just having like an evil character triumph like that nakedly and that pointlessly. I don't know anyone who liked it, and quite frankly, giving like the most evil dogshit characters ever this infinite plot armor, it feels cheap in the opposite direction to Heroes winning. It doesn't feel like you've subverted anything or done anything clever. It's just the same sort of cliche, just the exact opposite, right? But yeah, that's just my opinion on it.
Get behind them! Yeah, got it!
But yeah, Deadstream, solid. 9 out of 10. Fun movie. Fun horror movie. And fun horror movies done well are always worth a watch.
Cancel all! God damn it! Stay calm.
There. Good. Thanks.
Now!